Hi fashion lovers, in this video today it is that and allowance. Now, because of the free training that is ongoing for beginners, all right, now there are some terms that will be used in this training, so I feel it is better we explain it first so you know the meaning. So when we start making use of it in the course of the training, you'll get to understand. All right, now one of the first term that will be recurrent, all right, we'll be using it consistently, is that. All right, now what is that? That is a fold sewn into fabric to take in excess, ease, to take in ease or excess, and provide shape to a garment, especially for a woman bust and hip. Now that is more like a tool for giving shape to dress. All right, that is what it is. Now then, the types we'll be treating, okay, we'll be treating waist that, bust that, princess that. Now what is waist that? Waist that starts from the middle of the waistline, your natural waist, your waist. It goes one side of the front. Now waist that projects to the bust. The importance of that is to project shapes, places like bust, project your hip. All right, it tightens the waist to project the hip and bust. Now for the waist that, this is how it looks. All right, near the bust point, it is usually close to the apex, is usually close to the bust point, but not at the bust point. And it starts from the waist. It is sewn by the waist, like on the waist, to make the waist flat, to give the waist that flatness, then project the bust. Now another that we'll be looking at is bust that. Yes, now you mainly see this that on gown, on free gowns, and it projects the bust too. All right, the function of it is to project only the bust. That is why it is called bust that. Okay, you can see that is how it comes, all right, in horizontal form. It is one of the darts that you see them when you want to use them, you have to use them horizontally. Okay, and at the same time it projects towards the arm, the bust point, and it starts below the armhole. You can see it as it's written on the board. Okay, now I need you guys to understand these terms. That is why I'm explaining, because we will be using them. The next that is a princess that, is a combination of waist that and armhole that. All right, now what is that? The main thing I need to understand, that is a technique used in shaping clothes to give shapes to dresses. It's a technique we use to make your dress fit. It's a technique used. It serves so many, can serve as design. All right, you can use it as a design. You can use it as a form of shaping, giving shape to dress. Please, I just want to throw highlights. I just want to, touch this part. It is very important because we'll be using it. I don't want, when we are using it, you'll be asking, what is that? What is that? This is that. It is D-A-R-T. Now, in the course of sewing that, there is what we call that intake. We'll be using this term too while sewing, as the time goes on. All right, it is the amount of fabric that is taken in when you want to sew a dart. All right, there is a part. If it is a waist dart, if you come to the waist, you have to take in fabric. All right, now that fabric that you take in is what we call that intake. It comes in different. It can be 1/4 inches, it can be 1/2 inches, it can be 1 inches. Now this is what we mean by that intake. You see, this is how our waist dart should be, right? Now You see that big part, is slanted up. Okay, now the part where it is, that is what we call that intake. Now let me explain more. All right, this is more like a basic body. Now this is bust, that this is waist, that okay, all pointing towards that circle. That circle is our bust point, all pointing towards that circle. Now for princess that, I said it comes from the armhole and join the waist that. Are you getting me? The waist that does not extend up, but the princess that joins from the armhole to the waist that to give us princess that. And the other one is our boss that. I just hope you guys get to understand what I'm trying to say, all right? Now, another term that we'll be using recurrently, continuously, all right, is allowance. Yes. Now, in fashion, what we call allowance. It has different types. It's not the allowance of giving money. No. Fashion has its own meaning, its own allowance. Okay. Now, it is the extra fabric added to the seam lines of a pattern. It is a fundamental concept in pattern making. It is fundamental in all your sewing. How do I put it? It is better you have excess allowance, especially if it's at the side of your dress. You can easily shape it out, shape. You get your fitting, than not having at all, because if it doesn't fit, it becomes waste. So if it doesn't fit, it is problem. So it's better you have excess allowance. All right. Now, the types we'll be using recurrently, all right, we'll be using sewing allowance, that allowance, folding allowance or hemming allowance, and ease. Sewing allowance is for sewing of the dress. That allowance is that you fix, all right? When you're to put that, you have to add allowance. Folding allowance is allowance for folding the hemming, the ending of your dress. Then ease allowance is when you want to sew clothes that is free. All right, all those boo that is free, those freeness, when you're measuring the person, you measure accurate, but because it's a free dress, you have to add ease allowance. So these terms will be coming up. Please know what it means, because I'll not want anybody asking what does it mean, and that is why I'm treating it. Okay, thank you.